Now, Lou. Caldwell.
The suspect acknowledged that he understood his rights and that he would like an attorney present at all questioning. Officer Danko then remained with the vehicle, and Officer Owens and myself placed Mr. Franks under arrest and transported him to precinct headquarters.
Officer Webster, knowing that the defendant was responsible for and fled from the scene of an accident that involved considerable injury and, in one case, loss of life, did you use any special methods in his apprehension?
Nothing other than standard police procedure, sir.
Did you at any time conduct a search of Mr. Frank's automobile?
No, sir. I looked through the window at the interiors of the vehicle, saw nothing of a suspicious nature, so I didn't search it.
Did anyone else search the automobile?
No, sir.
Thank you, Officer Webster.
Just a minute, Officer Webster. Did you conduct a search of Mr. Frank's person?
No, sir. Your Honor, I didn't.
Did anybody?
Prior to placing Mr. Franks in the patrol car, Officer Owens did.
And did Officer Owens find anything?
I believe that Officer Owens would be able to...
Come, Officer Webster. Don't make us go through the trouble of bringing Officer Owens up here again. You observed the search. Now, did Officer Owens come up with anything?
No, sir.
Thank you, Officer Webster. You may step down.
Your Honor, the prosecution, having proved a prima facie case resulting from a felony hit and run, now rests its case.
Hi. Hey, you know, Edie, this wouldn't be a bad place to settle down. Those roses are coming along fine with the geraniums there. I got everything on the list, including the asparagus. I had trouble finding the razor blades. You know where they keep the razor blades?
What about Caldwell?
Oh, him. No trouble. He's gonna be the easiest one of the lot.
Don't ever say that. That's when you start making mistakes. This execution has to go off letter perfect, just like the others.
Don't worry, I've covered everything.
I have always had to worry, Lou. You've forgotten what happened to Mama when Judge Ralston sent Daddy to prison, how she withered away and died?
Oh, don't start with that, Edie.
Even when Caldwell and that board vetoed Daddy's parole and he died in that place, I kept us together as a family.
Come on, Edie.
Daddy is cold in his grave because of those three judges, those three high and mighty judges. No fairness, Lou, no mercy. Just condemn, condemn. Well, Judge High and Mighty Caldwell, for the crime of murder, I sentence you to die in the gas chamber tonight.
I met this lovely young lady in the parking lot and she informed me she's gracing our table for lunch.
Now, what I said was that I wasn't about to miss out on a chance to have lunch with the Police Academy's most famous graduate.
This excellent woman is far too good for you, Mike.
Admittedly so, sir.
And speaking of women, in 1937, in a state that shall remain nameless, a woman was accused of first-degree murder. There was not the slightest doubt as to her guilt, and the penalty at that time was death by electrocution. The judge so pronounced that sentence. The sentence, however, was never carried out. The judge immediately freed the woman and sent her home. Anyone can tell me why?
Well, assuming that there were no violation of rights, no errors in procedure.
Was there a later plea of insanity?
No. Mike?
Was she in good health?
Fair question. She was. Any guesses?
What if she were a Siamese twin? Then you couldn't execute one without killing the other.
Perfect. Absolutely right, Joe. This woman is far too good for you, Mike.
Poignantly obvious.
Yeah, this is true.
What's good in this place?
I guess it is.
Oh, it's salad.
Yes.
The enchiladas ain't dead.
There's a OJ. Caesar salad and a case of
Owens or Webster, will you come here, please? I hate paperwork. There are very few things in this world I hate more than paperwork. Now, there is one thing I do hate more. That is paperwork done incorrectly.
Lieutenant.
I have here in my hand a burglary report signed by you two gentlemen. And there is one very salient thing missing.
Yes, I know.
Do you mind,
sir, but-
Owens? This really applies to Webster more than it does to you. You left out a physical description of the area. One small thing. I mean, without that, all else is meaningless. I might have expected it from Owens, but not from you, Webster.
Lieutenant, what we were trying to say is that we realize our report is incomplete, and we were on our way to tell you about it. We have a couple hours to spare before we see Judge Caldwell, and we figured we could complete it then, on our own time.
Did you hear that, Older? On their own time, not on ours. Well, thank you, gentlemen. You're dismissed.
Thank you.
Is the judge going to recruit the two of you for law school?
He asked us to stop by and pick up some literature.
Well, just get on this with a little speed, will you, please? I don't want to be the one that's responsible for you keeping the judge waiting.
Yes, sir. You're a good person, Lieutenant.
Not a sound.
Go on, I'll take care of from here.
All right, but listen. Remember, everything perfect.
Yes, Edie.
Right.
Here I am coming around the turn, you know, dragging the slope. And the lieutenant's standing up there at the top and he's saying, "Come on, Webster, come on."
Here, let me help you with that.
That's pretty bad, dropping things at my age.
Chris,
That depends on who's looking at what.
I'm going upstairs.
My name is Chris.
Hi, Chris. I'm Nancy.
Evening.
Evening, officer.
Gas. Judge Caldwell? Judge Caldwell?
Terry?
Chris, this way! Get through the window. Don't break it. Don't want to hurt anyone down there. Knife. There's got to be a knife here somewhere. Find a phone. Get emergency over here with some oxygen.
Operator, police emergency. Send ambulance to 2160 Monroe Street, apartment 5B.
Physical therapist, please report to room 264.
Thanks. You know, he was one of the people that got me started in this program.
No.
Yeah. Some kind of big community relations rally. A lot of speeches about nothing. I got up and let off some steam about what was wrong with their plans. Why they weren't working. How they should find out where they could do some good. After Caldwell came up to me and said, if you're so smart, why aren't you a policeman? Before I could tell him what was wrong with that idea, he started explaining about the program. How I was perfect for it. Me, a policeman.
I knew you two still be here.
Caldwell.
He's fine, at least as far as we know. Now, it's all according to how long his system went without oxygen. The doctor is worried about the possibility of brain damage. But he's alive, thanks to you. He's upstairs in his room sleeping. So go on home. I got things to do.
Webster, Owens. I need some kind of a report from you on this attempt on Caldwell's life. By the way, that was good work on the rescue. On this call you made into the precinct earlier, you said you bumped into a man in the lobby and he called you officer. Now, do you think you could identify him again, Webster?
Yes, sir.
Good. Pull the sheets, check the mugshots. Owens, why don't you start in on the report?
Okay.
Clouds tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. Locally strong gusty north winds today with highs near 43. The deserts will have variable clouds today with a few showers near the mountains. Decreasing clouds tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. Upper deserts, highs.
You were gone so long, I was beginning to get worried about you.
Edie, you know I like to walk after.
Sure is a shame he didn't get home in time to see the late news.
Oh, yeah? Anything important on?
Unless you consider it's unimportant that Judge Caldwell is in the hospital in serious condition, but alive.
Alive? But he couldn't be.
He was rescued by 2 off-duty policemen.
Oh, no, that man in the elevator. I called him officer.
You what?
I called him officer.
You called an off-duty, out-of-uniform policeman officer? Oh, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant.
Don't, Edie.
You mess everything up and we gotta go back and do it all over again. This time, I'll do it.
No, let me do it.
No.
Please?
No! It's a hospital, and that's my territory. Besides, it also said on the news, he knows what you look like. He might be at the hospital.
Oh, no. Oh, Edie, what am I gonna do?
You're gonna stop that cop from identifying you?
How? He's just a cop I saw at the trial. I don't even know his name.
Terry Webster.
Oh, and one last thing. I don't know how many times I've told you this. There's no such thing as a routine call. Early this morning, Officer Slater, working a one-man unit, heard a suspicious noise in an alley. He did not call for a backup. He went in alone. He was struck on the head, and he was relieved of his service revolver. Now he is out the price of a new gun. He is on suspension for 2 days for failure to follow procedure, and there is one more lethal weapon out there. Nothing is to be treated as routine. Check your pin maps, hit this straight, dismissed. Webster, Owens, I want to talk to you. You find anything in the mug files, Webster?
Nothing, Lieutenant. I was going to try again after I come off shift.
Good. You, made a lot about the blindfold in your report. What's all that about?
Well, we both felt that it was something more than to keep the judge from seeing who his killer was.
It was almost like it was blindfolding a condemned person.
As if he was going to be executed? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you had to see, Lieutenant, the blindfold, the way he was tied, the chair, everything.
You don't have to sell me. That's a good hunch. Intuition is a very valuable tool. Besides, he was already unconscious when they blindfolded him.
How do you know that?
We talked to Caldwell this morning.
Is he going to be all right?
They think so. He says all he remembers is he saw a gun, he heard someone's voice, and he was breathing something like chloroform.
Sounds like we're looking for someone that has access to medical supplies.
Doesn't narrow it down too much.
We know one more thing about this man. He has a grudge against Caldwell.
Oh, excuse me. Could you tell me which way it is to the administration office?
Sure. It's in the north wing. Now, you go all the way down this corridor, turn left, and when you get to the end of that corridor, you'll see a courtyard with a fountain. You turn right at the fountain, go straight... I never realized how hard it was to find before.
Oh.
Who are you looking for?
Oh, Mrs. Baker?
You must be here about a job.
Yes, I am. I'm a licensed vocational nurse.
Really? An LVN? I'd be happy to show you the way.
Well, that's awfully nice of you to be so kind to me.
Are you kidding? The way we need trained personnel around here, I'd be crazy to let you get away.
Oh, well, thank you.
This is Ludlow Niner requesting code 7 at Tony's Drive-In.
Roger, you're code 7, Ludlow Niner.
Nice parking.
Thank you.
But the wrong end in. Pull it out and back in. In an emergency, we can get out of here a lot quicker in forward than in reverse.
Right.
Here you go, my good man. Hold on a minute. This is Ludlow 9. Officer down. Officer needs help. Tony's Drive-In. Winslow on 14th. Ambulance, over. Hold on, man. Take it easy.
Okay, Terry, we'll take it from here. Be careful where the shirt's stuck. Dr. Kent's on his way down. Look, it's gonna take a while. We'll take him to the 5th floor.
Yeah,
thought everybody in this precinct was supposed to be on the same team.
Whoa, whoa.
I had a good idea, Lieutenant. What difference does it make that it came from a rookie?
Danko, you're yelling at me, and I am a lieutenant. That's what they tell me. Now, what is all this about?
I read in the district reports about a judge being killed. Now, all I wanted to do was...
Easy.
All I wanted to do was teletype the other enforcement agencies and get the details. All I wanted was to find out if there'd been any other judges murdered in those areas.
What for?
Because Terry said that the attempt on Caldwell had a ritualistic feeling about it, like an execution.
Sounds like you had a good idea.
That's what I thought, but not according to Hager. According to Detective Hager, rookies aren't supposed to have ideas. Well, let me tell you, Lieutenant, I came that close to knocking that
back a little, please. Ease off.
That's why I came in here. I wanted to find out if I could get your permission to go ahead on this thing.
Well, all right. Why didn't you do that in the first place? Now go over to communications, find a guy named Clausen, tell him I sent you. He's a friend of mine.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you. That's good.
Older, did you ever have the feeling you've lived through all this before?
Yes, sir. But here's something we don't want to live through too often. Somebody shot Owens. Webster's with him at Memorial.
You know, it's tough when your partner gets shot. I was lucky none of my partners ever got shot. I did several times. And each one of them always said he wished it was the other way around.
Well, Lieutenant,
I know, Webster. You want me to shut up. You're uptight over Owens. I want to talk to you a little. Maybe I can distract you.
this is, the second time in less than 24 hours that I've been here with a friend who's, close to dying. I don't like it.
Lieutenant.
Yes?
The doctor says Officer Owens is going to be just fine. The bullet went through the shoulder flesh but didn't even nick the bone.
Can I see him?
Well, just for a minute. He's heavily sedated and he really needs a rest.
Thank you.
Why don't you do that, too? Go home, take a rest. You look like you need it.
Thank you, Lieutenant. First I want to drop in on Chris, and then I want to stop by the judge's room for a few minutes.
Hello.
Officer Terry Webster is here, alive. What happened, Lou?
I was afraid I'd miss, but I couldn't stay around to see for sure.
No more mistakes, Lou. Remember, it's got to be done and done right. You understand me?
All right, Edie, all right. This time there'll be no slip-ups, I promise. Now, you'll take care of Caldwell, huh?
That you can count on.
That you, Terry?
Man, you're not to be believed. I mean, one little bullet in you and you can't even recognize the first real partner you've ever had in your life. How you doing?
Fine. Just that things aren't all that clear.
Well, that's just your body telling you that it needs some rest. So why don't you, turn off for a while and go to sleep?
It's not that. I don't understand why he shot me.
You'll have plenty of time to think on that.
It's all wrong, Terry. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's all wrong. It wasn't me. It was you. I think I saw Terry. Terry, I think it was you. I think it was you he wanted to kill.
How's it going?
Hey, pretty good, man. How's Chris?
It's gonna be okay. Bullet went right through the shoulder. No infection, minimal loss of blood. He's sleeping like a baby, man.
Beautiful.
What you up to?
Look, this is a list of all the judges in the country who've died recently of other than natural causes. Now, I've crossed out any accidentals, like vehicle, hunting. One of them committed suicide. Anyway, I've come up with 2 very peculiar deaths, both in this state. Take a look at that.
Judge Cornelius Ralton, Santa Carla hanged. Judge Eugene Chambers, Brackett, multiple gunshot wounds.
The man in Brackett was tied and blindfolded. The man in Santa Carla had a black hood over his head.
Executed? That's what Chris and I thought about Caldwell.
That's what gave me the idea in the first place. Now, this list I've got coming up is all the men who stood before these respective judges. I'm going to take it upstairs to Central Computer and compare it to the same list for Judge Caldwell, see if there's any similarities.
Let's get to work.
Now we'll wait for the central computer up at the Capitol to compare them and come up with any names that are the same on all 3 lists. We should have a readout in about a minute.
Thank you.
Woods, you're off duty, son?
Right.
Who's your relief?
Snellenberg. He's doing at 5.
Make sure he talks to me before he goes on duty.
Right.
Could you help me with that door, please? It's a good thing you were here. I'd never have managed on my own.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Thank you. There we go. Survivors: Edith Trent Falvey, daughter Lewis Milton Falvey's son.
I've got another hunch. That Lewis Milton Falvey says hello, officer, to cops when they're in civvies.
What's that mean?
Let's get this to Riker.
Thank you very much,
Nurse?
Yes?
Excuse me, what were you doing in that room?
Judge Caldwell's room? Well, I was changing the oxygen assist containers.
And on whose authority would that be?
Dr. Winfield's, of course. If you'll step over to the nurse's station, I'll show you the instructions.
Well, go in and check on the man. You're guarding him, you know.
Lieutenant, there's something wrong with the judge.
Nitrogen! Get a doctor up here. We've got an emergency. You get on the phone, seal this hospital up tight to the drum. Let's get nitrogen. got that woman! Cuffs on, read her rights. Yeah, just killed Caldwell. All right, let's go over it again now. Maybe you missed something before you...
Eddie! I don't need oxygen.
You sure that's all right?
I'm all right. Look, I was collecting evidence while you were still collecting baseball cards. I was a cop, too, remember? I can't add anything to what I've already told you.
Well, I just thought I'd mention it. We caught the woman who tried to kill you the second time. Her name is Edith Falvey.
Falvey?
She has a brother named Lewis. We think they've killed 2 other judges.
Falvey?
Armed robbery, supermarket. A guard was killed.
Yes. 8 or 9 months ago, he came before me on parole.
Richard, that was their father. He died in prison 6 months ago.
2 months after I denied parole, and they think it's my fault. It goes with the territory.
It's the same kind of a risk you used to take when you were driving a patrol car, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Well, we just found a rent receipt in Edie Falvey's locker. It's got an address on it. Could Terry and I go over there and see if the brother's there?
You go. I want you to go home and no detours this time. Gentlemen, I did not ask for any comments or questions. Now move it, will you, please?
Okay, but, could I have a minute?
As long as you go home afterwards.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'm going.
Webster, the man we're after is a killer. I cannot afford to give him one single advantage. Now, you've had a tough day, and you got a bump on your head. Come on now.
Okay. Thank you, Lieutenant. I, just wanted to tell you how happy I am that you're all right.
Well, I'm all right because some very fine policemen managed to save my life. Twice. Here. This is what you were supposed to have picked up the other night. I'm only sorry you had to break down my door to get it.
Black's Law Dictionary?
You'll find it a great advantage in law school.
Excuse me, sir. Did you see Mr. Falvey?
He done something wrong?
I need to talk to him about his sister.
Nothing's happened to Miss Falvey, I hope. She's a nice woman.
Look, it's very important that I talk to Mr. Falvey.
Well, I think I saw him leave about a half hour ago. He had a load of washing under his arm, so he probably drove to the laundromat.
Great. Can you describe his car to me?
Well, it wasn't too new. It's about the same color as that car over Well, that is Mr. Falvey.
This is Ludlow 7, requesting a code 3. I'm in pursuit of a possible felon. He's in a late model light blue sedan on LaSalle Street. Unable to get a clear license number. First 2 digits, 86. Sometimes luck goes against you.
Oh, it's been rotten luck all the way along. How come everything always happens before we get there?
That's part of being a cop, Danko. Not many people get a chance to call the police before a robbery or an assault takes place. And she has some jelly beans.
Oh, thank you.
Be nice if it were that way, but it isn't. Now, what we do sometimes is the next best thing. We try to outsmart the culprit. Now, if I were you, I would think about that. I'd stop wearing a hole in the watch commander's carpet, and I would try to figure where Falvey is most likely to go next.
Take it easy, man. Take it easy with the gun. Take it easy.
Go sit down. Go on. And put your hands on your knees. Go on. And don't you move. Now, where's Edie? Huh? I just called a hospital. She's not there. Some cop came on the line and asked me a lot of questions. Now, where's Edie?
She's in jail.
What?
She's in jail, man. She got caught trying to kill Caldwell.
Well, you gonna help me figure a way to get her out. Just like your life depended on it, because it does.
Lieutenant? I just went through the Falvey file, and the pattern they set up suggested something to me. They executed judges using what they considered judicial weapons. Hanging, firing squad gas. Now, Chris was shot with a police weapon.
But Danko, Falvey has nothing against Owens.
Oh, I know that, but he does against Terry. Now, Terry can place him at Caldwell's about the same time that gas was turned on. Terry himself said that if he hadn't bent over, he would have gotten that bullet. I think Falvey shot at Terry, and I think he'll do it again.
Get Webster at his home.
No answer.
Keep trying every 5 minutes.
Wait a minute, I got a better idea. Excuse me.
Hello?
Hi, babe. I'm trying to find out if Terry's home.
And you didn't want to bother him by calling him on the telephone, right?
Very funny. Look, I called him earlier. He didn't answer. I'm just trying to find out if you'd heard him there today.
Yeah, I think I heard him just a minute ago. Hold on, Mike.
Wait a minute. Don't go over there. Jill? I'm going. If she comes back on that line, call me on the radio.
Look, let's just stop playing games.
You just shut up.
Terry? Hey, Terry, come on. I know you're in there. Terry, come on. Sit down.
Sit down. Sit down, or I shoot her. You come on in. Come on. And close the door. Now lock it.
Lieutenant, anything yet?
It's still off the hook, Danko. Don't do anything foolish. I'm sending Ludlow 4 as a backup, and I want you to wait for them.
I can't promise you anything, Lieutenant. Tell him to hurry.
Why do you want to kill Judge Caldwell?
Because he killed my daddy.
But your father died in prison.
Yeah, because Caldwell wouldn't let him out on parole.
You sent up an armed robbery. A guard was killed.
My daddy never killed anybody. He only drove a car. Those judges should have let him out. My daddy was a good man. He was, honest. He was a good man. When he came home that time after Mama died, when we tried to make up for lost time, we took trips. He taught Edie how to drive, and we went on fishing trips, and we even went to basketball games. Well, that's not gonna happen to Edie. She's not gonna die in jail. Now I want my sister, now. And you're gonna help me, or I'll kill you both.
Jill! Lieutenant?
Danko.
Yes, Danko?
I can't wait.
Every time we'd start to be a family, somebody'd come and take him away again.
Look, man, this is over. Don't you see that? Your father is dead. I want you to give it up.
Wrong! We're gonna make a trade. You for Edie, and then her for safety. Yeah. And then as soon as I'm free and clear, with no one following, no one, I'll let her go unharmed.
Never go for a deal like that.
They got to. I won't be alone.
And if they don't, what then?
Then I'll just have to kill you.
You kill him and you don't get Edie. And then you'll have to kill me. And you still won't have anything.
Think about it, Falvey. Think about it, man. Think of what you're doing.
No. I figure they took 17 years away from me and Edie. And somebody owes me for those years. I don't care who, but somebody owes me. You know what 17 years are? 17 years. Think about it. 17 years, man. That's my life.
Mike!
Okay.
Okay.
Well, at least I thought it was.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm okay.
Let's see.
Okay. Just hit my head again.
You better call an ambulance. Jerry, get me a towel, will you? It's all right. Be still, Mr. Falvey.
Am I gonna die?
No, you're not. It's gonna be all right.
I don't want to die.
It's all right, Mr. Falvey. I'm in nurse. Just be still.
I don't want to die.
How you feeling? Strong?
Yep. What's up?
I don't know.
Still walking wounded. I heard about the head, but what's with the Chester imitation?
Just a little battle scar in the line of duty, you know?
What's this?
Juice.
Juice?
Juice.
Juice.
All right.
Juice. I know that she's still in duty, Jill, but what do you think?
It's okay. We'll save ours till later.
What?
Not until the head is better. Doctor's orders.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Not
Oh,
good.
yes.